Okay, I went to Naka-Kon this past weekend, and I'm going to try something new. So normally, like you've probably seen the review video I did of the show, it was just a musical montage. I didn't show the stuff that I picked up from there. Now, what I decided to do was to go ahead and start adding this to my 80s Days Gone By stuff, since that tends to have more toys and collectibles on that playlist, and put it there and then keep the other stuff a little bit more streamlined. So with that, like I said, I was there for one day and I managed to get around a little bit. I didn't go to all the booths I wanted to, but I am going to show you the stuff that I ended up picking up that I thought was pretty darn cool, and I'll have some information down here on the bottom as to who the vendors were or the artists or whatever from here on forward with all of these sort of videos like this. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is a freebie they were giving away at registration. I ended up picking up a couple of these cards. This is for something called Tanto Kuore. I'm not actually not sure. It looks like a playing game card, but it's kind of cool because it's marked with Naka-Kon down here. It says, during your starting phase, if you have 3 or more buildings in your private quaters, you may draw a card. I don't know if that's a typo or what that is. That's kind of weird. Anyway, it's somebody called an exorcist maid. I don't know anything about this, but this seems like it could be cool. I need to check out what this is. So the first vendor that I stopped by was RetroGameEnthusiast. He's always got some of the greatest stuff I've ever seen. The cards he carries are just great. He's always going to Japan. This one, okay, so there was a couple I picked up this time, and my buddy Nate actually recommended this. He runs KC Retro, another really great show. So when I got this one, I can't remember what it was about this. Oh, now I do remember. So there were some stickers on the back. Now, I got into a discussion with my brother about this sort of thing. I love stuff like this. This is the history of somebody who just wanted to mark their game, put stickers on the back, do whatever. I've done similar things like that. In fact, I'll show you here real quick, a little aside. Let me open up my Nintendo Switch here. Just like I like to customize this. This is mine here and all this other stuff, and I've got some Fire Emblem art on the back. This is not on the case. This is on the actual system on the inside. This is just fun. This is something that says this is mine. It's in my colors, black and green, and I love this sort of thing. So when I find this in the wild on any sort of collectibles, that's an automatic buy. I want to get something. And so let me go ahead and jump back to the cartridges and show you exactly why. So seeing these stickers on the back really makes me happy. I like to see stuff like this. I don't know enough Japanese yet to figure out exactly what all this is, but this is just really cool to see. It just, and I kind of lament though that maybe they hadn't been down here, but then I understand they would have been in the way of the port and would have gotten scratched. So this is fine. I'm going to try and track down another one. I don't know if this tape or this sticker here on top is the original part of it. It looks like it might have been. That's fine. I can't. Yeah, you know what? I think it is. I think it is that exact same thing. It is. It looks like it's the exact same thing on top. So that's the name. So when you put it on the shelf to display it, I got to remember that. I display most of mine like this though. I've got a little shelf where I've started stacking them up. It's not completely assembled yet, but this is going on there. Next one I picked up that caught my eye, and this is because I've been watching the Video Game Historian. So I had watched recently his video that he did on Super Mario Bros. 3, and I loved all the research he did in it. And this is a pretty clean one. It's got a little bit of a blemish there, not a big deal. On the back, it's pretty clean, everything else like that. All the contacts looked really nice in here. And again, I'm hoping these are going to work eventually when I get a system. So this one here is, I believe this is a Mahjong, and I've never actually played this. I've been wanting to, but I love the graphic design on it. This is beautiful. By the way, the graphic design on all these Japanese cards are always more superior to things I'll usually find here in the US, and it's just, I understand why. As a graphic designer and an illustrator, I totally get why that happens. But what made me laugh about this one, you know, let me show you the label here first on top, are the instructions. I don't know what happened, and whoever was in charge of safety protocol, what is that? Like, why would this happen? Under what circumstance in Japan does this happen? I don't understand that. And then, like, why would you put this in the sink? And why would you want to hit it with a hammer? What kind of rage is happening over there? And then, even then, burning your cartridge, I get it. I understand it, and believe me, sometimes there are days today when I'm like, I think we kind of need this again. I really do. I watched a YouTube channel the other day where somebody bought a $100,000 truck. It was a Ford or something, and then buried it in the ground to see if it would run. I'm not going to share the link to that because I don't like promoting that sort of stuff. I think it's, quite frankly, a little weird, but hey, to each their own. Evidently, his followers and stuff really wanted him to do it, so he did it. I'll just show you some nifty little games. Now, the last one is another Famicon cartridge. This one evidently was re-released here in America under, I believe, of all things, a version of this was released, I think, on the PlayStation system. And that was my cat, called Blue Marlin. This character here is Sanpei. Now, I think in past videos I've talked a lot about this, but this character was one of the very first anime characters I ever saw as a kid. My dad was stationed overseas in Aviano, Italy, and when that happened, there was a lot, I mean, like, there was so much over there that I didn't understand when I was young. In fact, you know, I have toys and robots and all kinds of things. A lot of stuff from Japan was imported over to Italy. Well, this character is from a very old anime. I think there's a manga about this as well, too. And from what I can tell, this is the name of the previous owner. I believe that's what the case is. So this is very personal as well, too, in the fact that I'm like, well, I got somebody's cartridge. That's very cool. I think it's very neat. And I know some people think this is terrible. I love this. Actually, I was so happy to find out that Pixel Dan, another YouTuber, likes this sort of thing too, because I always felt kind of like, oh God, like, do most people want to clean this off and they want to own it? And I'm like, yeah, but this is getting rid of that blemish in history that is beautiful. It's like somebody's collection. Like, they took really good care of it. It's in great shape. So anyway, the anime is about this guy wanting to become the best fisherman that he possibly can, and it's very well done. In fact, I've managed to catch it every great once in a while, like some clips of it on YouTube. I've got to track down the full series of this, hopefully dubbed in either Italian or in English. I don't even know if an English dub exists or not. But I was so surprised to see this sitting out on the table, and this means the world to me. This like literally took me right back to 1983, 1982, somewhere in there. Just all the best feels in the world. So this coin here is for Gashapon machines. And I love those things. I'm addicted to them. And I was really super excited because they were at Naka-Kon. And I got two really cool things. First, I'm going to show you the one that took a while to build. This is one of them. I wanted the clear one, and I ended up with that variant, which I'm so happy about. Now, this all comes disassembled. It's basically playing into the whole Gunpla assembly thing. It's interesting putting this thing together. Even this, like, there were certain things like this very sharp, very fragile part was stored down here and here. There's a lot of really cool things about this. Once you have it together, it is stable. Putting this together was a bit of an adventure, but I don't regret it. It was very cool. I didn't glue it together. It snaps together, but it takes patience. You cannot rush this thing, and it displays absolutely beautifully when you have it, and so I'm very excited about this. So here's the instructions that came with it. Of course, they're all in Japanese, and more stuff on the back, but nothing else. I think there's a QR code on here you can scan. Anyway, this is kind of how it comes together and how it shows you all the parts. So it's just taking some nippers and having at it. I think Bandai did a great job with these. I was surprised about everything that fit in the little ball that it came in, but this is really well worth it. This was great. The next thing I got, and this is two different ones. This is a series of wind-up trains, and I wanted this old retro one. It reminds me of the trains that are in like old Godzilla films and stuff. And yeah, this is just absolutely fantastic. I need to get more of these. And they do come, I got one track with this, and so it fits on here. Now, what I kind of wish is that they would sell more add-ons for these things. I'd make a little circle just to drive this thing around on there. I've been obsessed with trains and trolleys ever since Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but I love this scale, and the fact that it's wind up is just freaking brilliant. And that it's got a good, strong little motor in that thing. It's really, really well done. I'll have some footage of it, you know, rolling around here on the desk. But the instructions for this one, let me go and set this down here. You can see that. All right. I'm going to show you the last two things I picked up at the show that made me really, really happy. A buddy of mine, Brian Land, sells a lot of really great DVDs. And all these years, I've always found some, but I've never found something that was like, I absolutely have to have that. Or, because I already had them in my collection. What I didn't expect to find was this. And this made me so happy. I don't think this is in print anymore. I need to double check on this. This is the Funimation release of Zillion. They were known as White Knights, White Nuts in Japan. This is the series that is connected to the Sega Master System game Zillion and Zillion 2, Triformation. I haven't watched, it's not even been opened yet, and I am so freaking happy to have this. And this has everything on it. It has 31 episodes and an OVA on there. So in fact, I'm going to go ahead and try opening this now. God, I always get nervous opening things on video because I'm like, what if I jack this thing up, or scratch something or whatever? Let's just play it. Let's go here. It's $40. I couldn't pass this up. There. So, let's go ahead and open this up. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, this is crazy. Okay. This is nuts. So there's a digital copy too. This is nuts. Now, I don't know what this stuff looks like on the inside. I've never seen this before. It's kind of interesting to see the art in there. Sorry about the glare on there. That is crazy. Okay, so what is this? So sign in or register a Funimation copy. I wonder if that would still work. Oh, God. Okay, so this is something I'm definitely going to be looking forward to watching. This is very, very, very cool. This is... When I got my Sega Master System, Zillion was one of 3 games I got when I got that system. It was Zillion, Lord of the Sword, and Time Soldiers. And I actually have a playthrough that I'm working on with this that I'm super, super excited to get through. In fact, it's kind of crazy. You ever play games? It's like that Contra, you know, the gamepad code you can enter, you know, for like lives or something. I've actually never used it in real life on Contra. I rarely played Contra. I was a Sega kid. But when you're playing Zillion, the first one, there's a bunch of codes. Every room has 4 codes you have to remember, and then you go back to the computer that's in the room, open the doors and other passageways by entering that code and keeping it in your head. And I don't know how faithful a lot of this is going to stick to that. I know that the games are sort of loosely based on them. They had some comparative things, but it doesn't really matter. This kind of stuff, finding stuff like this is super hard for me to find. You don't see it very often at shows, and I go to shows all over the place. I go to a lot of shows, so finding this was just so great. And then when I didn't think this could get better, right? So remember, I've already found Sanpei, and then I found this, and then the next thing that I found, this is the soundtrack to Skies of Arcadia. And I never thought I would find this. Now, this, I don't remember the vendor I got this from. No, I don't see. Oh, Jay's CD and Hobby. And this was sitting in a box. And I was completely blown away. It's sealed. It is completely sealed. It's just starting to peel off now. So there's a part of me that's like, do I open it? Do I not open it? What do I do? That's just kind of one of those weird things, right? Like, I'm not totally sure what to do with this, but I think I'm going to go ahead and open it right now just because. So let me get the rest of this stuff cleared off and let me get this set flat down so I don't damage anything since there's records in this thing. Okay, that's better. So you'll notice the price was $89. Because it was a little bit older, I got it for $80. I was ecstatic. I was already at my budget, and I thought, I know I'm not going to be able to let this go. This, from what I understand, is out of print. It looks like it's an immaculate shape. So let's go ahead. Oh my God. That is gorgeous. The good thing is I have some archival bags that I can put this in. So I think this just slides up. God, I'm trying to be so careful about this. Ooh, the vacuum and that, okay. Let's go ahead and pull this off and holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, first of all, okay, now the inside is just white. All right. Oh, holy hell. Look at that. Oh my God. There's 3 discs in here. Holy hell. Oh my God. It tells the story. Oh my God. Oh, this feels like, oh my God, this is, oh my God, look at this. This is incredible. This is absolutely phenomenal. Holy hell, man. This is, oh my God. Oh, the Arcadian alphabet. I'm sorry, I'm speechless. Oh my God, and they even did, look at that. The director and the producer. Oh, the composers. Prolific composer and sound specialist Yasuda Minobe has contributed to a number of high-profile titles such as Space Channel 5, Panzer Dragoon Orta, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic, and Black Knight, and more recently the Mario and Sonic series. He is currently working at Delphi Sound Incorporated. This... oh my God. Raymond von Englenhooven. Now that is a photo. That's a LinkedIn photo. World map. Look at you. Man, all right. That was worth it. This is absolutely worth it. Oh man, I cannot wait. I have a small collection of Skies of Arcadia stuff, and I cannot wait to put this. It's going to be right next to my zillion stuff here in the studio original, and eventually I've got an area that I'm building out here, hopefully in the coming future, and that's where the majority of my collection is going to go. Okay, so these, I believe, yeah, they're the sleeves. So, like, oh, felt them coming out. Carefully. Okay, so yeah, the internal is white there. Oh, that's really nice. So it said 3. I don't know everything that's in here. That artwork. Don't you love when you invest yourself in a story and the characters, you can hear their voices, you can hear the music for every bit, every scene they're in. That's just gorgeous. And what's the second one? Oh, hell hell. That's so freaking wonderful. Oh, and that, okay, so that was the one for the cover. This is a series that it's not as popular as Final Fantasy or that stuff, but this is an excellent ship-to-ship combat, all that stuff. Now, here's the thing I'm wondering, what color are the discs? Oh my gosh. Okay. Did I see blue? Oh, hell. Oh my God, they're translucent. Oh, I don't want to get it all the way out. Oh God, I'm so freaked out right now. Okay, calm down. All right, I'm scared I'm not going to be able to get it back in the sleeve. Look at that. Oh my God, this video isn't doing this justice. Oh, geez, man. Oh, I don't want to get it out. I don't want to get it out because I'm scared I'm not going to be able to get this back in there. This is what always freaks me out about records in general. Just getting them back in without messing things up. Now you're going to see me sweat here on camera as I slowly slide this thing back in. Okay, there we are. There's that one. There's that one. Oh, I was sweating that one. Okay. Are they all colored? Get this one out. I'll be able to tell here in just a second. Let's see here. Yep, that's a translucent blue as well too. Oh my God. You know what? I'm not going to get them out right now because I've got to get a better. Well, I've got to get a record player. I had one years ago, and now I've got to get a brand new one. Oh no, I think this one. So this one's the one that only had 2 songs on. Oh, it's a standard black. Still, look at that logo on that black background. This is one of the few symbols that I've ever thought I really wanted to get tattooed, because there's a bunch of different role-playing games that came out on Sega systems that I wanted to get the logos as kind of an amalgamation of them together, like. But this one specifically, my God, that's such a gorgeous logo. Okay, so that's what I ended up getting at the show. Let me go and do a wide shot with everything in there that you guys can see it. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. If you get the chance, take the time to go to Naka-Kon, whether it's as a vendor or especially as an attendee. There is so many cool things to see and do, and as you can see, great things to be found at the show. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. I am Mario the Artisan Rogue, and I'll catch you in the next video.